So I'd like to invite you to begin in a supported Supta Baddha Konasana, reclining bound angle. And I would like this to be supported, but not overly so. Sometimes we do more of a restorative position. If you have a yoga bolster, you can grab that. If not, a couple bed pillows lengthwise, or take a couple blankets and fold them up into more of this sort of long rectangle position. But you're gonna lay the bolster or a couple pillows or a couple blankets down. And then if you have a couple blocks or a couple more pillows, you can grab those. So we want to be supported in a heart opener, but have, again, a little bit more of a opening through the upper spine. And then bound angle is soles of the feet together. So I'm gonna just put the blocks under my thighs. You can also fold up towels, blankets, pillows here, and then lay back. So your bottom is on the floor. And as I come back, as my bottom is down, you can kind of feel that opening up through the spine. And even for a moment, you can stretch your arms up overhead and just let your head rock side to side. And then you can bring your arms down out to the sides. You can keep them out above you if that's okay, on your shoulders. So we want to have space. We want to have openness. The moon is waning. We're moving off the full moon. We just had a full moon a few days ago. It was the first full moon of the new calendar year. It was a water moon. A lot of water right now in Southern California. I hear the rain just pouring outside my window. So in this position, we are opening the hips, we're opening the heart. This is a great pose to start to settle, because the period of time after the full moon is the waning cycle. It is the exhalation. So if you take a deep breath in through the nose, you can even reach again through the arms, really fill the body, fill up, and then open mouth, exhale with a sigh, with a sound, let your arms settle, let yourself wiggle. And you feel that exhalation. After you take a big inhale, after you hold the inhale, and then you exhale, let go, there's such a sense of release. So do that a couple more times. Take a big breath in, maybe stretch or tighten up the muscles. And then open mouth, let it go, let yourself settle, let yourself shift the body. And then maybe you can do that another time. And then on that final exhale, let yourself settle over the support. And then continue to breathe in and out through the nose, if that's comfortable. If not, breathe however it's comfortable. And begin to feel the breath flowing through the belly, flowing through the heart, flowing through the body. And observe the exhalation, so that releasing of the breath. And we started this year with the waxing energy. We had the full moon just this past Friday, just sort of shifted out of it yesterday. And so we're coming off this new year, this holiday, holy day cycle, coming into 2023, whatever it will be. And this waning cycle begins to move us towards balance. So the new moon is sort of traditionally where we have like forward motion. And so this waning cycle, in addition to the moon waning, we also start to see some shifting with some of the outer planets and energies. And towards the end of this month and into February, really start to get a sense that it's time to take action and to shift. And my experience, as you just noticed with the breath, is the more we surrender to the appropriate part of the cycle, the more we're able to harness those blessings. So I really feel like this next, week and a half, the more we can really give into that exhale, give into the waning, even though we have these new year intentions and energies and possibilities. This is that time to really just let go, to really just settle into the flow of allowing. And I have a teacher who would just always do this really simple meditation where you would inhale and it's like, let come what comes, exhale, let go what goes. And even letting yourself feel into that, because of course we want to get excited about the new year. Of course we want forward motion. These last few years have been crazy. And energetically, there is some movement towards change this year. But this cycle, so right now the moon is waning in a fire energy, the fire energy that is about the heart and devotion and courage and passion. And then tomorrow, the moon will shift into the mutable earth element. And this is where it's really powerful to cleanse and digest and even do things like the laundry, the bills, prepare your taxes. And then as we head into the weekend, we get the energy of air. So finding balance, mental stability, doing your journaling, your writing, your processing, all about creating the space for the new moon. The sun continues to be in the energy of earth for a little bit longer, a couple more weeks. And this earth energy is stabilizing, supportive. It is the bones, the roots, the seeds that we are planting for this next year. And so we tend to the earth, we tend to the bones, we tend to the body, we rest, we slow down, we process. So as we start this practice coming off the water full moon, we are nestled between the earth of the sun and the fire of the moon. And then this midweek we'll have double earth and then earth and air to enter the weekend. So the body and the spirit, the body, and then the body and the mind. And so right here and now for a couple of moments, just observe yourself in the exhale, in this space of letting come and letting go, in this space under the waning moon. This first exhale of 2023. Again, maybe you can hear the rain outside the window, or perhaps the sounds in your space. Becoming fully present here and now, body, breath, spirit. And through this practice, you are welcome to rest as much as you want. You're also always welcome to make the practice more vigorous. Traditionally during the waning cycle, it's a little bit of a slower practice, but there is a fire energy. So we have a couple fiery things that you can explore. But just honoring yourself for showing up, creating this space to pause, creating this space of simple ritual under the moon. And every time we make space to tune into the lunar phases, we access our own deeper nature, our own yin, receptive nature. Take another big breath in. Open mouth, exhale. Maybe you stretch your arms up, bend your knees. Maybe let your knees roll side to side a little bit as you stretch through the arms. You can also let the head start to shift a little bit. So we're not quite done with the yin part, but again, we do have a couple fiery things coming up. Take a couple more breaths here as you just let the knees roll side to side, let the head rock. And then depending on the space you're in, so for me with my knees bent, I can kind of roll myself down off my bolster so that I'm flat on my back with my knees bent. If that's not available in your space, you can roll to one side and come up. And we're actually going to move right into a little bit of bridge work, including a supported bridge. So whatever makes sense for you to come onto your back. And you can, again, just roll towards the bottom of your mat. And just make sure you've got space so that your head is down. Your knees are bent, your tailbone's down. And then have a block or a pillow nearby, which you might still have from that, or you can even use the bolster or pillow when it comes time. But with the knees bent, arms down by the sides, take a deep breath in. And as you do, sort of tilt your pelvis forward. And then as you exhale, tuck the pelvis in, tuck, 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 start to roll up into bridge. Take a big inhale at the top and then really savor that exhale as you roll from the top all the way down. Again, as you get to the bottom, sort of tilt the pelvis forward so you feel that curve in the low back. So really starting to create some space through the pelvis. And then again, exhale, tuck down, start to roll it up. Inhale at the top, exhale, roll down. So really enjoy that exhale. Follow the breath. So exhaling as you roll up, big breath in, exhale down. So nice and slow and steady. Feel your feet pressing into the earth, the palms pressing into the earth. So seeing that connection to earth. Start to articulate through the spine. So the fixed fire sign of Leo is said to rule the heart and the spine. And warming up the belly, stretching the abdominal muscles. Bridge is often helpful for a number of things. A few more. And feeling that inhale at the top and then exhale, rolling down. Good. The next time you come up to your bridge, hold. And then inhale, stretch your arms up overhead. Exhale, bring your arms down. Oh, the rain's really going. Now, if it's too much to keep your hips up, lower them down and then just inhale, lift the arms up, exhale down. So getting a little more mobility through the upper spine. So again, that heart, or accessing earth by staying in that bridge. Good. Keep the arms up overhead. Take a big breath. And now with the arms up, start to roll down through the spine. So really releasing the upper back, come all the way down. And then with the tailbones down, sweep the arms down. Push down through the arms and the feet. Lift up. This time, grab your prop, slide that underneath for supported bridge. Wiggle your shoulders under. Soften your jaw, lengthen your spine. You can let your knees knock together here or just keep your knees bent. For a couple of breaths, you might explore sliding your feet out and again, maybe reaching the arms up overhead. Or if you really want to kind of bring in a little bit more of that fire, you can bend your knees into your chest and keep the knees bent or lift your legs up for supported shoulder stand. And if the legs are up and you have the arms overhead, again, you're feeling a little bit more there. And you can always keep the arms down for that. So just take a couple breaths for this first moment in supported bridge, just finding a space where you feel supported. So that's that earth energy, opening up through the heart, through the hips, through the front body, these inversions. So when the moon is waning in a fire sign, I tend to like inversions because they're very detoxifying. They're very powerful for resetting the body. But my practice doesn't really like super yang inversions anymore. So I don't do a lot of headstands or handstands. I love supported shoulder stand. I love the different variations of legs up the wall, legs up the bed, as most of you know. And you can play here too. You can rock your knees around. You can hug your knees into your chest. There's a lot of little variations, or it just might feel good to settle. So even if you're just holding supported bridge, that might feel good. I'm going to do a little alternate knee action here, drawing in one knee, stretching out the other leg. Just a couple times. If I do that too much, my low back starts to get a little cranky. Just feel into this pose with as little movement or as much movement as it feels good. Staying with the breath, softening the jaw. If you have your legs up, you can also play with pointing and flexing the feet, rolling out the ankles, even opening the legs wide, drawing them back. Most of you have been practicing for a while, even if on and off. But that's one of the nice things too about any kind of lunar practice is that it's about supporting your intuition, how your body's feeling. Regardless of where the moon is, for you, you may have more energy right now or less. And now just try to settle somewhere you can take 3 really good breaths. So if you're doing something asymmetrical, make sure to balance yourself out. And then either feet down, legs extended, or legs up. And really feel into that exhale. 3 big breaths. Deep, deep breath in. Exhale it out. So you can stay in your bridge as you lift your hips and move the prop out. And again, maybe hold there for a moment. Squeeze the legs, lift up through the heart. Maybe you reach those arms up and overhead. One more big breath, and then exhale, slowly start to lower down. And then bring your arms around, hug your right knee in, stretch your left leg out long. So pull that right knee in, soften the jaw. Inhale. Exhale. If it feels comfortable, tuck your chin, lift your forehead to your knee. Squeezing in there. And then inhale, lower the head, stretch the right leg out, reach your arms up. Big stretch to the body. Exhale, hug the left knee in. Squeeze that left knee in. Give it a little rock. Take a deep breath. Exhale everything out. Maybe curl forehead to knees. Squeeze it in. And then inhale, stretch the arms out. And now you can keep your head down. And as you exhale, hug the right knee in. Inhale, stretch the arms out. And then hug the left knee in. So feel free to just stay with this. Or as you hug the knee in, again, curl yourself up. So we're not lifting from the neck. You're curling from the chest. You're lifting, think about lifting your chest towards your knee, not your head to your knee. And at any point, like I said, feel free to just keep your head down. And then make sure though that you're extending the opposite leg out to the floor. There is a variation of this where we are elevating the opposite leg, but we're trying to keep a little bit of that grounded waning energy. But of course, if you're like really feeling the fire, you want to do that, you can. Make sure you're breathing. So that exhale is that drawing the knee in, maybe that curling up. Inhale is the extension. Couple more. One more to each side. Inhale, stretch everything out. Exhale, hug your knees in. Take your hands to your knees, draw circles with the knees, either keeping the knees together or apart. Massage the low back. Again, you let your head roll side to side as you circle the knees. Reverse the direction. Big breath in and exhale out. And stretch your legs up to the sky. Press your palms and your tailbone down. Deep breath. Exhale, lower the right leg just as much as you can without lifting the back. Inhale up. Exhale, left leg down. Alternating leg lifts, it's fine for the knees to bend. And again, if your low back is doing that tilting thing, then we're going too far. So you really want to be pressing the low back down. Now, if you want a little more, you can lower both legs. That really does change the game. Press the tailbone down, press the palms down. And then for either variation, if you want a little more, you can lift your head and maybe put your hands behind your head. Sort of a traditional crunch position, but again, you're not cranking the neck, you're lifting the chest. And breathe. If this gets to be too much at any point, just lay there with your legs up to the sky. You're still going to feel the core, you're still going to get that inversion, or hug the knees in. Okay, so listening to your body, following your breath. 2 more in case you're alternating. And then lift the legs up. Exhale, head down, pull the knees towards your armpits. Either just hold the knees and pull them to your armpits or reach for the pinky sides of the feet for happy baby. And rock. You're in happy baby. You can get some nice motion, lengthen through the head, through the tailbone. Take a big, big breath. Open mouth. Exhale. Hug the knees in. And you can hold behind the thighs, tuck the chin, and start to rock on your spine. And you can do this a few times. Please don't rock past your shoulders. You can rock up to your sits bones and then back. And if this doesn't feel good, just rock side to side. And then when you're ready, you can roll to one side and then come up. Otherwise, you're going to rock a few times until you rock yourself up and then sit, knees bent, knees together, feet on the mat. Lift yourself up, inhale, exhale, round your spine. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, round. Just follow your breath and you can stay with this or release your arms. Inhale, arms up, belly in. Exhale, back, baby boat, Navasana. You can kind of keep it more of that cat-cow with the hands down. Find that little flow, and then most of my friends know these variations. If you want, you can start to alternate lifting an opposite leg at the time. And I told you there'd be a little bit of fire. Good, 2 more, in case you're alternating. And then inhale, exhale, round in, soles of the feet together, flutter your knees. Flutter your knees out. Big breath. And sigh. And then pause for a moment. Excuse me, make sure you're up on your sit bones. Slide a hand to heart, a hand to belly. And if it's too much to let the legs be in bound angle, you can always stretch the legs long. And feel your heart. On the exhalation, can you sense your heartbeat? Feel the sit bones, the spine, and maybe the sound of the rain or the sounds around you. Press the feet together. And then softening into the exhale. I always love the wisdom of the waning cycle. We've made it past that bright full moon, and now we get to turn in, we get to shed. You can just continue to breathe and listen to the heart. If you'd like to tone our lunar mantra, Om Chandraya Namaha, we bow to the moon. You can join me. You can also just hum along, deep breath in. Om Chandraya Namaha. Exhale, release your hands down to the shins. And again, just start to circle your spine here. Soften the jaw. You can put support under the thighs, or like I said, you can extend the legs or bend the knees if that feels better than having the bound angle position. Those circles should feel good after ab work. Gotta have a little bit of ab work with fire energy. And reverse the direction. Big breaths in, open mouth, exhales for the next couple of breaths. Good. And then draw it back up to center. Inhale, really lift, lift, lift. Left hand behind you, right hand to left knee. Gazing towards the left. Gentle spinal twist. Inhale. Exhale, the other side, right hand behind you, left hand to the right. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, come forward, and then you can hold on to the shins and lift the chest. You can round into cat and stay here. Or if it feels comfortable to draw the chest forward, you can take a couple breaths in the forward fold. Sometimes the forward fold feels, like I said, a little weird on the low back. So that's sometimes nice to do that cat variation and more just focus on that contraction, or just work on the posture muscles by lifting up tall. So always an option wherever you are in your body, your breath, your unique cycle. Deep breath in and out. Roll it on up, stretch your legs out, give them a shake, rock your hips, give your hands a little shake. And we're going to come onto the belly into Sphinx. So coming onto the forearms, adjusting your props as you need to so you can comfortably come onto your belly. Spread your fingers wide, feet hip width distance apart, tops of the feet down, pelvis down, shoulders back, lift the chest. Press down through the hips, gently draw the belly in just a little. Give the head a little shake. Make sure there's spaciousness in your neck. Let's take a couple of lion's breaths. So inhale through the nose, exhale, stick out the tongue. 2 more. One of my favorite places to do that because, you know, the Sphinx is partially a lion too. So lifting up through the chest. And take another big breath. And then on the exhale, you can stay here or lower your forehead, pull the thumbs in line with your chest, elbows in. And as you inhale, lift up into a cobra. So cobra can be low, barely using your hands at all, or it can be almost to the height of the elbows. In cobra, pelvis is down, elbows are soft, chest lifts. Again, head can gently shift side to side to make sure there's no unnecessary tension in the neck. And again, take 3 lion's breaths wherever you are. Roll down to your belly, make a little pillow with your hands, forehead down. Rock your hips side to side, or even maybe bend your knees and rock the feet that way. Take another breath. Side out. And then we're going to shift over onto the right side on the forearm. So you're going to take the right arm, turn it in, come onto the side and bend your knees. So my knees are bent and there's a line. So my shoulder is over my elbow. My wrist is in line with my elbow. And then my knees are in line with my hip with my knees stacked. Now you can stay just like this and just breathe. You can also stretch the left arm overhead or behind the head. You're going to feel an opening. Or as you inhale, you'll lift your hips and then lower. So just doing a little bit of side plank or not. You can always come back also to Sphinx or Cobra if this is not appropriate. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Following your breath just a few times, breathing into the side body. So really important to strengthen the side body, also getting the shoulder and the heart. Lift and hold. Maybe reach the left arm up and overhead. Deep inhale. Exhale, lower it down, shift back onto the belly. Pillow with your hands, forehead down, rock your hips out. Big breath in. Exhale it out. And again, if you tried side plank on the right side and you're like, not for me today, stay on your belly. Otherwise, prop up onto that left forearm, turn it in, shift to the left side. Again, creating that nice line, bending your knees, hands stiff, and you can stay right here. Again, just being here, you're working the obliques, you're opening the side body, you can even stretch that top arm, or you can lift the hips. Does that work for you? Then lower, and just a few more times, lift and lower. Following your breath. And then maybe hold, maybe right arm up or overhead. Lift your hips, open your chest, take a deep breath. Exhale, hips down again. One more time. Roll onto the belly. Little pillow. Rock your hips, soften your jaw. You can continue to rest. You can come back to Sphinx, or again, thumbs in line with the chest. We're going to flow through Cobra. Inhale, roll up. Exhale, third eye comes down. So just take your time. Find that nice. So the same way we kind of did that bridge movement, it's kind of like that here with the upper spine. So the forehead comes down and then you roll up and then it comes back down. So there's that same articulation through the cervical and thoracic spine that we had in the lumbar spine, all the way up to the thoracic when we were in bridge. But you can continue to rest. You can stay in Sphinx. Access that exhale. And then hold your Cobra, your Sphinx, or wherever you are, little rock. Deep breath in, lion's breath. You can either lower back to your belly or draw your belly in, push yourself back into child's pose or downward dog. So if downward dog is part of your practice and you feel up for that tonight, you can go for that. Otherwise, stay on your belly and rest or come into child's pose. Just rocking, breathing, either on your belly in Balasana or Adho Mukha Svanasana, whichever pose feels appropriate. Again, just feeling that stability of earth wherever you are. And the breath. We've created a lot of space through the heart, through the core. Now settling into that groundedness. Roll or rock yourself to a standing forward fold. Feel free to grab blocks or other props. Feet hip width distance, toes pointing forward. Let yourself ground here as well. You can rock your hips, shake it out. Soft knees, roll up one vertebra at a time, letting everything roll up. And then pause in your mountain, toes pointing forward. Roll your shoulders one way and the other. And then slide a hand to heart, hand to belly, soften your knees, circle through your hips. And then just feeling that openness through the pelvis, through the low belly and the back. Circular movement brings us more into the right brain, the more creative, intuitive, lunar. Reverse the direction. Right brain controls the left side of the body, and then the left brain controls the right side. So the left side of the body is the lunar side that connects to the right brain. And back to center. Inhale, sweep the arms up, right hand to left wrist, side bend. One of my favorite poses, half moon, soften the elbows, lengthen. Since we've done a lot of core work, if you want, you can slide the right foot behind the left, squeeze the legs as you stretch up and over. So you're on the back left toes, a little balance work. And then step back, switch left hand to right wrist, pull up and over, stabilize here first, ears in line with the arms, and right leg slides back. Squeeze the legs, open the chest, belly in. Inhale, step back, exhale, swan dive forward. Soften the knees, inhale, lengthen up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up, big stretch. Exhale, hands to heart. Again, inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, release. Inhale, sweep it up. Hands to heart. Good. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, forward fold. Step the right foot back for warrior one. So you're bringing the foot to a 45-degree angle, squaring the hips. Circle the arms up, Virabhadrasana A. Square the chest, hug the legs in, open up. Hands can also come to the heart or your hips. So this is getting into the legs, into the earth energy, still opening up through the heart, the lungs. Again, hands can come down. Now you can stay just like this and continue to breathe into your warrior one, or you'll clasp your hands behind your back, taking your hands to your knuckles to your sacrum as you lift your heart. Stay here or roll forward to the inside of that left thigh. Maybe stretch your arms overhead, or again, let them rest there at the sacrum. Making a little earthier as you're getting into the hips and the shoulders. Deep breath in. Big exhales. Take another inhale. Exhale, release your hands down to the floor. Step the right foot up. Inhale up, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, hands to heart. Second side. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, left foot steps back into that 45-degree angle. Circle the arms up. Vira A, second side. Square the hips so the tailbone is coming straight down. The back heel is down. You're squaring the hips. Now, if this feels really weird on your knee, you can always come into a crescent position. Crescent's often a good alternative to warrior one. But generally, if you have a wide enough stance in warrior one, it feels good in the back hip. It just, teachers used to cue heel to arch here, which just for most of us isn't appropriate for this spacing. Arms can be up, hands to heart or hips. Squeezing the legs, lifting. So a lot of decompression through the heart, through the organs. Great for the breath, the legs, the hips. And you can stay here or clasp the hands with the awkward index finger on top. You'll know what I'm talking about when you do it. Do it the way you normally do and then put the other one on top. Lift your chest, stay here, or again, roll forward for humble warrior. Bending into the front knee, rolling the chest open. You're not laying on your right thigh. Breathe. Find that exhale. Another inhale. Exhale, hands down. Again, step up. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. Good. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, forward fold. This time, set the right leg out behind you, hip height. So you're in a balance, standing split. The hands can stay under your shoulders or on blocks, lengthen your spine, or start to fold towards the left leg. And you can play with your balance here, taking one or both hands to your calf. Just a few breaths and little inversion, little balance. Another big inhale. Exhale, release, bring that right foot down. Give it a little shake, going right into side two. Inhale, lengthen up halfway. Exhale, fold. Left leg steps back, hip height, square your hips, keep your spine lifted. And again, feel free to stack up blocks or pillows or use a bed or a chair here. Or you can start to bow in. Maybe play with the balance, taking one or both hands to that right shin, calf, ankle. Try to square that back hip though. Soften the jaw. And then release. Now you can stay in forward fold or heel toe the feet out a bit, turn the toes out, lower into squat. You can also take squat by putting a couple props right under your sits bones. And that will take some of the weight off the knees, or just stay in your forward fold as well. You can even take the feet just wider. Otherwise, breathing into our squat, maybe rocking a little. Back to that exhale, that earth. Great for the kidneys, posture muscles, elimination organs. Take another breath in. Lion's breath. So you're gonna have a couple options. We're gonna move into a hip opener. We're gonna move into single pigeon or sleeping pigeon. So if you are going to do single pigeon, you can come back into your forward fold and then step into down dog or all fours. That tends to be a little easier. And we'll bring the right knee towards the right wrist, shin forward. Feel free to pad the left knee. I will come back to that. If you're not up for that tonight, from your squat or forward fold, you're going to lower onto your butt. Come forward and you'll make your way onto your back again. Once you're on your back, you'll cross the right ankle over the left thigh, and then either keep the left foot down or you can hug the left knee in. Once again, just be sure to keep your head and shoulders and tailbone down. So sometimes even pushing that left foot into a wall or bed can be nice. And keep in mind that like the sides are different. So maybe you have one side where the knee doesn't like single pigeon or vice versa. If you are doing single pigeon, the hips are square. There's no discomfort in the knee. You can put something under the right hip as well as the left knee. You can stay lifted or lower down. Wherever you are, get all your attention to that exhale. So sort of integrating our practice. The earth, the fire, the air, and circling back around into the water. We settle and breathe. Let come what comes as you breathe in. Let go what goes as you breathe out. A couple more breaths. Inhale through the nose. Open mouth. Everything releases. And if you're on your back, you can stay on your back. You'll just slowly transition to hugging your knees to chest, and then you'll switch sides. You can always take a bridge between sides if you want a little reset. My friends who are in single pigeon, again, as you come up, you can push back to child's pose or down dog, take a little flow. And then when you're ready, you'll switch sides as well. Sometimes it feels nice with hip openers to do a little reset, like down dog or child's pose or bridge if you're on your back. You also might keep in mind here that, you know, maybe on this side, you want to take sleeping pigeon, or maybe on this side, you feel comfortable in single pigeon. Single pigeon has been my favorite hip opener for 20 years. Most of you have heard that story. I took my first yoga class ever 20 years ago this month. I was in community college in Portland, Oregon, Clackamas, Oregon, to be specific. And I had to take a PE credit. It was required for my undergrad. And this other girl in my department was taking a yoga class and asked me to take it with her. And I was like, okay, that sounds easy enough. And it was in the basement of the community college. It was under fluorescent lights. And I don't remember the teacher's name. Like, I don't really remember much of what she said. I don't remember exactly. I think it was within the first couple classes, though, like first or second class. We did pigeon. And I had never felt anything like that in my life. Like the only way I could describe it is like I felt something inside. And I was a theater major, so I've always been very outwardly projected. It was very much about outward. And I felt like it was like something like woke up inside of me. And I was like, what is it? Hip openers bring up our emotions. So, I was 19, had all kinds of emotions going on, I'm sure. But after that, I was hooked. I mean, I started taking yoga anywhere I could find it. Within 6 months, I was signed up for, teacher training. And as most of you know, within a year of that, I was down in LA at Yoga Blends. So you never know what these poses are going to wake up. So if it wasn't for pigeon pose, I probably would not be here today teaching. And I will say pretty consistently, every now and again, my right knee gets a little cranky, but pretty consistently, it feels good. Last couple of breaths. Inhale. Exhale, release. And again, make your way through a transition. If you're on your back, hug your knees in, rock, take bridge. If you are in single pigeon, make your way back. We are heading towards final relaxation. I would love for you to take another twist. That could be a seated twist. That could be on your back. Simple twist. Maybe consider where you want to finish the practice. If you want to do Shavasana, a lot of times, we'll finish with legs up the wall or legs up the bed or chair. So maybe something you can roll the knees side to side. Most of us have our favorite twist, right? Take about 3 breaths on each side. Start to really feel back into the exhale, anything that maybe came up in the practice. Is there any other position that the body needs after your twist? I do recommend either doing a forward fold or hugging your knees in or taking a child's pose before Shavasana. So sort of closing off those twists, coming back to center. And those have about a 5-minute, Shavasana in this class. So if you'd like a longer one, you're always welcome to leave the video and take that time for yourself. But it is important to take at least a few minutes and to make yourself as comfortable as you can, even if it's just for a few minutes. So make sure you're warm and cozy, supported and safe. Maybe feel into that inhale that expands and opens, and then that exhale as it nourishes and releases. And practicing under the waning moon. In some of the indigenous cultures, they refer to this phase as when the moon hides her face. Because to our eye, she comes out later and later. And that is sort of an indication of turning within, time for reflection and surrender and the shedding of the skin. And this new year has begun. It opened with the full moon. There's all these possibilities for this unfolding 12 months ahead. And yet, the more we can surrender into this waning energy, the more we will be able to harness that forward motion when appropriate. Humans have looked to the moon for millennia for guidance, when to plant, when to hunt, when to move. And so honor yourself for carving out space to practice with the sun, with the moon, with the rain, the earth, the breath. And just give yourself another moment to receive your practice. Feel the earth in and around the body. Sense the breath. You can maybe notice the sounds in the space. And just watch the breath. Watch the exhale. Follow it down through your chest and your belly. Let come what comes, let go what goes. The waning moon invites us to look within, to create space for what it is we want to awaken in the coming new cycles, new seasons. And so can you gather the quality of gratitude for your body, for your breath, for the cycle, for the season? When you feel that energy, you can start to deepen the breath, begin to bring movement. You can stretch, or curl in, rock and roll. And you can always continue to rest, or you can begin to find your way back into a seated position, whatever seat is appropriate. Your hands might find your heart in your belly, or rest on the earth, or in any other mudra. I like to finish the practice with toning the sound Om. I like to do 3 rounds following your own breath. And we offer the intention of that first Om for yourself, like filling your cup or putting on your oxygen mask. And that second Om we offer out to our loved ones, to those who need it. And that third Om we send in deep reverence for our Mother Earth and our Grandmother Moon. So you can listen, you can hum, or when you're ready, join me in 3 Oms. Draw your hands towards prayer, rub your palms, deep breath in. Exhale, left hand to the left, palm up, right hand to the right, palm down, as though we were holding hands in our moon circle under this waning moon. Big, big breath, lift your heart. Exhale it out, place your hands on the earth, and we bow. All blessings. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful week.